Okay, so the other day, someone told me I was a bad influence on their child. And I was just like, oh, and why do you think that? And basically, she said because I have tattoos, and she has observed me smoking cigarettes. First off, I've cut down on my smoking significantly, for your information. Secondly, I believe like half of the country has tattoos, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess half the country is a bad influence on your child, and then the other half that smokes cigarettes is also a bad influence on your child. So that's just like with my thing number one with it. Two, where I was told this, I paid to be there. I paid to be there for the children, to help the children, and you fucking said I was a bad influence on your child? I paid to be there so I could make your child's weekend amazing, and you have the nerve to say I'm a bad influence on your child. If I was a bad influence on your child, I wouldn't care enough to be there. All I'm trying to do, all I'm trying to do is be a good influence on your child. I have real world experiences where when your child comes to me for advice when they're 16, 17, I can be like, no, don't do that. Or I think this is how you should do that. Because I think that I would be a good person to ask about those kind of questions and give that kind of advice. However, you come up to me and tell me that I'm a bad influence on your child when your child in particular has sought me out as a friend and looks up to me. Yet your child has no idea that I smoke. Your child had known of one tattoo I had. And none of my tattoos are bad. I have Faith in Me up my side, Nebraska across my chest, freaking Simba on my back, and two hearts connected with love down the side on my hip. So I'm really curious as to how the fuck I'm a bad influence on your child. And yeah, you know what? I cuss. I don't cuss around your child. Like, the fuck, dude? Really, what the fuck? I mean, I'm not the perfect person. No one is. But I'm sure as hell not a bad influence on your child. I'm going to school to become a pediatric nurse. Pediatric nurse. That means nursing with children because I love children and I care about children. So, for you to sit there and tell me that I'm a bad influence on your child while I'm going to school to help children, I'm here to make your child's weekend amazing, and I'm just, I, how, how am I a bad influence on your child? Please help explain this to me, because I have absolutely no fucking clue. I was a perfectly good example for your child of what they should be. Someone who, as far as they know, didn't smoke. I never said a cuss word around them, near them, to them, whatever. And I also never gave you a reason to believe I was a bad person. There's also been this obscene rumor going around that I have a drinking problem, which I do not have a drinking problem at all. I think I have drank a total of 10 times this year, and it is July. I don't have a drinking problem. I really don't. So that can just be squashed now because I just said it. I don't have a drinking problem. And the other day, someone said that I was a pothead. I haven't smoked pot in 10 months. So, people need to get their facts straight. I went to a boarding school. I've graduated. I'm going to college. I'm going to college for nursing, which is to help people. I am in no way, shape, or form a bad influence on your child. I'm not a bad influence on anyone's child. If I see someone's child, regardless of, they could be the most annoying child in the world, I would still love that child. I love children. Just in general, I love children. So, I guess I'm really offended that someone would come up to me and say that I was a bad influence on their child when I do nothing but want to work with children and love children, and they said I was a bad influence when I'm not. Like I said, if I was a bad influence on your child, I would cuss around them, smoke around them, talk about drinking and my history with other stuff. But I don't, because I don't think that's appropriate, because I don't want to be a bad influence on your child. I tell people not to get tattoos because they are there for life. And if you're going to get a tattoo, you need to be sure that you're going to get it. So what I really don't understand is why I made bad influence on your child. I just don't get it. I really don't. I'm not a bad influence. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad. I mean, I'm not. I'm not a bad person. I would love for my child to meet someone like me and look up to them because I could give them life advice that others couldn't because I've been through things that others haven't. So I'm not exactly sure why I'm a bad influence on your child when all I've done to your child is love them and treat them very well. And that is what I have to say about that, because I think this is absolutely ridiculous that someone came up to me and said that when I'm not a bad influence. I'm not. And I hate to break it to you if you seem to think that and seem to be under that, what's the word I'm looking for, that impression that I'm a bad person, because I'm sorry, I'm not. Yeah, that's all I have to say.